Hi students, I'm Mohan Raj. So we are now in the third part of the first chapter, rational and irrational numbers, right? So I think you have seen first two videos, right? So we went to the introduction and also we understood the properties of rational numbers and their addition, closure property, commutative property, all that we understood, right? So now we are going to the next part, that is decimal representation of a rational number. Decimal representation of a rational number and the types of decimals in the rational numbers. Let's see. Okay, so for example, I have a number 1 by 2. So what is 1 by 2? I want to write it in decimal now. So it is in the a by b form where 1 is also integer, 2 is also integer and 2 is a non-zero integer, right? So it is a rational number. So this can be further divided and we can write 0.5, right? So if you, this is an easy number, but still the same thing can be done in a different way. So I can make it 1 by 2 is there, no? So I can multiply it by 10 on both sides. So we end up with 10 by 2, right? 10 by 20, right? So further it is going to be same 0.5, right? So this is the way of writing any rational number in the decimal form. So let me take another number 1 by 4. So what is 1 by 4? Can anyone tell me? So 1 by 4 is nothing but 1.25, right? So what is 1 by 8? You should divide 1 by 8. So what will you do? So you will put 1 0 and decimal. So that is not in, that's enough, right? So it's 1 8. I have decimal 2 here. So again I will go for one more 0 and then 8 2 is a 16, end up with 4. So 8 5 is a 40, right? So this is not a difficult thing. So once you understand, you can write it faster, right? So 0.125 is decimal representation of this number, okay? Now let's go for 1 by 3. So 1 by 3, if you divide 1 by 3, what happens is, you put a decimal, get 0 here, 3 3 is a 9, I get again 1, again I need to get one more 0, 3 3 is a 9, again I get 1, again 3, it will become same thing, so it goes on forever. So what do you mean by that? The decimal representation of 1 by 3 is 0.3333 and it will never stop. Okay, so now you compare the difference between these numbers and this number. What do you see the difference here? Okay, so this is never ending, right? But still this can be done in the a by b form, and this is ending, so these numbers are ending. Okay, so that means we can classify these decimals as two types. One is terminating decimal and second one is non-terminating decimal. So both terminating and non-terminating decimals are there in case of rational numbers. Okay, so one more example will give you. Divide 1 by 6. If I divide 10 by 6, 6 ones up 6, I have 4, right? So I put a first I have to put a decimal, so I'll get 10. So 6 ones are 4 we have got, and then 6 6 are 36. Again I get 4, again 36, again I get 4. So this will also never stop, right? Okay, so first we have to take 0.1, so it is not 0.66. Just a minute. This is 1 divided by 6. So I just had to make it 10 by taking 1 0 here. It became 10. So 6 ones are 6. Now I get 4. After that, one more 0. 6 6 are 36. Again 4. Again one more 0. 6 6 are 36. Again 4. So it's so on. It goes on. So the value of this is 0.1666. That means there are many numbers which can be non-terminating as well. Okay. So now we are mainly classifying decimals into two types: terminating and non-terminating. Okay. So one more example will give you. Some x number I am taking 0.1438976. It is not ending. Okay. Now can you differentiate between this number and this number? These two numbers have some unique property compared to this. So what is that unique property? Can you see? These both are all the three are non-terminating decimals, but in these two, I can tell what is going to come next. Okay, here 3 is repeating forever, here 0.1 is not repeating, but 6 is repeating forever. So you can tell what is going to come, but here there is no repetition, right? So this is a number, it's also non-terminating, this is also non-terminating, but this is a non-terminating repeating number. Okay, so we use the word recurring. What do you mean by recurring? Recurring means repeatedly occurring. So it is a non-terminating recurring number, whereas this is a non-terminating non-recurring number. Okay, so we will discuss this later. So non-terminating non-recurring numbers, what are they and how to deal with that, we will discuss later. Now we are only talking about two types, terminating decimals and non-terminating recurring decimals. So representation, decimal representation of terminating decimals and non-terminating recurring decimals. Okay. So now the next step is we need to understand what kind of numbers will repeat and what kind of numbers will not repeat without actual division. So what is that? Let's see. Without actually dividing this division process anybody can do, but without actually dividing, how to understand it's a non-terminating decimal or terminating decimal, that we are going to see. Okay. So let us take this example. One by 2. So 1 by 2 we already know what is this, 0.5. Okay. So now we need to observe the denominator only. Okay. So this denominator can be written as 2 power 1. Right. So another number 1 by 5. So 1 by 5, this denominator can be written as 5 power 1, right? So this would be 0.2. This is going to be terminating decimal. This is also terminating decimal. So let me take 1 by 3. Here 3, in this 3, we don't have 2 or 5. So that is the reason this will never end. So what do you mean by that? The divisor, any divisor we are talking about, should be written in the form of 2 power a and 5 power b, where a and b are any whole numbers. That means if a divisor of a number, that's a number in the denominator, is written in the form of 2 power a and 5 power b. Maybe in the book you can say 2 power m and 5 power n, where m and n are whole numbers. Now taking a and b. Okay, so whenever the divisor of the number can be written in this format, so I can say that number will be not going to be it's a terminating number. It's not going to be non-terminating, it's going to be terminating number. Say, how do you write this 2 then? This 2 can be written as 2 power 1 into, so 5 is not there, 5 power 0 is there, right? So whereas this can be written as 5 power 1 into 2 power 0. But 3 cannot be written in terms of only 2 power 0 and 5 power 0, but one more 3 is coming. That is a problem. We should have only powers of 2 and 5. So what is my rule? If the divisor of the number or the denominator can be expressed in terms of 2 power a and 5 power b only. Okay. So where a and b are whole numbers, then I can say the number which we get will be a terminating decimal. If you cannot write only 2 power a, 5 power b, but if you are getting something else along with that like 3, so this cannot be going to be a terminating number. So for example 1 by 6, so how will you write 6 now? 6 can be written as 2 power 1, 5 power 0, but 3 is coming here, right? So this 3, that cannot be written further in terms of 2 and 5. So that is the reason this cannot be written in the, this cannot be a terminating decimal, this will be a non-terminating decimal. Okay, so now tell me 1 by 7, will it be a terminating decimal or non-terminating decimal without dividing? So 7 can never be written in terms of 2 power m, 2 power a, 5 power b. In this format you cannot write because it is having 7 here. Okay, so this can never be terminating number. Okay, So now 1 by 9, can you tell me? 1 by 9. So 1 by 9 will be, again 9 cannot be written in the terms of 2 power 0, 5 power 0, I can tell, but 3 square is there. So that is the reason this cannot be going to be a terminating number. So next question is going to be, if we can see the number and the divisor can be represented in this format, I can tell that's going to be terminating number, or else it is not going to be a terminating number. Okay. Okay. So now let us get into some example questions. After that, we'll do the exercise. First exercise of this chapter, we'll see. So I have a book here. So there is an example given and along with the solutions. Okay. So there are some more examples to find whether the given rational numbers are terminating or not terminating. So for example, 3 by 7. Now can you tell me it is a terminating number or non-terminating number? Terminating decimal or non-terminating decimal? I can clearly say 7 cannot be written in this form. 7 cannot be written as 2 power a into 5 power b alone. This cannot be written. So as we cannot write it in this format, this is a non-terminating decimal. Okay, non-terminating decimal or non-terminating recurring, we can say. Okay, it will be repeating. Okay, so one more example that they are given, 18 by 23. So now think about 23. 23 is what kind of number? 23 is a prime number. As it is a 23 is prime number itself, 23 cannot be written in terms of 2 into 5. Not possible at all. So it cannot be written in terms of 2 power a into 5 power b. So obviously this number, whatever the number you get, when you try to divide, this will never stop. Okay, that means you can decide whether to divide completely, or you can just say it's going to be a repeating number or non-terminating repeating number. Okay. So now we have some examples. One more example I have, 11 by 30. Now 30, can you tell me? 30 can be written as 2 into 3 into 5. Right? So 2 power 1, 5 power 1 is okay, but 3 is coming. So that is the reason this cannot be a, again, terminating decimal. Okay? So these are the examples given in the book. Now there are 3 example questions in your book. I'll go for that. One more thing, these recurring decimals are further called as circulating decimals. Okay, circulating because they completely repeat like a circle, right? That's why circulating decimals, or it is also called as periodic decimals. Period means what? Again, repetition, right? So periodically it is repeating after a particular cycle. So recurring decimals, circulating decimal, or periodic decimals, all these are going to be same thing. Okay, so they are same, one and the same. So now I have this question. Even without doing any actual division, the question is like this: without doing any actual division, find whether the given following numbers are going to be a terminating decimal or not. So that is, we have to find out whether it's a terminating decimal, or it is ending, or it's not going to end. Okay. So first question is this: 17 by 50. So now what will you do? Tell me. Consider the denominator, the divisor 50. Now 50 can be written as what? 2 into 5 square. 2 power 1 into 5 square. So if you don't understand, if we do this L division, 2 in the 25 is a 5, 5. So now I have got 1 times 2 and 2 times 5. So 2 power 1 into 5 square. So obviously the denominator is represented in terms of 2 power a into 5 power b. So it is in this format. So this is going to be a terminating decimal. Okay. Second question we have is 7 by 8. So now consider the denominator. Consider the denominator 8. 8 can be divided as what? 2 fours are, and then 2 twos are. So I have 2 cube here, and 5 power 0. So this can be written in terms of again. So as 8 can be written as 2 power a into 5 power b. So this is also what? This is also a terminating decimal. Okay, so getting it? Yes. So one more example we have, last example, that is 23 by 72. So which table you see 72? 72 can be divided by what? 2, 2 36 are, and again we have 2 18s are, and 2 9s are, and we have 3 3s are. So now 72, the divisor can written as 2 square into 2 cube into 3 square into 5 power 0. So this can't be represented as 2 power a into 5 power b alone. This is important, alone. I should not have anything else other than 2 and 5. But along with the 2 and 5, I also have 3 here. So what is this then? This is a non-terminating decimal. Okay, this is a rational number which is a non-terminating decimal. Okay, so this is how it is. So now we are going to look at this exercise 1a. So hope you can open your book and check the questions in exercise 1a. The first question says this. Question number 1 says, is 0 a rational number? That is the question. Okay, can it be written in the p by q form, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0? Now this I discussed in the first class itself when I defined rational numbers, right? So is 0 a rational number? First you tell me. So 0 is coming under whole number, right? So 0 is coming under whole number means every whole number is a rational number, 0 must be a rational number. So how to write 0 in the p by q form? So we can write 0 in the p by q form in many ways. Say for example, p by q form where p and q should be integer, right? 0 can be written as 0 by 1, no change, right? 0 by 2, 0 by 5, 0 by any integer. Okay, so but 0 by not 0, any integer other than 0. Okay, except 0, any other integer we can write. So all this is same. So that means 0 can be written in the p by q form, where p 0 and 1 are integers, 0 and 2 are integers, and 0 and 5 are integers, and any denominator non-zero integer we need to have, right? That's the rule. So I can write 0 in that way means what is that? 0 is definitely a rational number. So this is the reason I can tell 0 is coming under rational number. That is the first question. Okay. So then second question says this. Are the following statements are true or false? And give reasons. The first statement is like this. Every whole number is a natural number. Every whole number is a natural number. Tell me, is it right or not? What are natural numbers? So natural numbers are the counting numbers that has 1, 2, 3 till infinity, right? What are whole numbers? Whole numbers has one extra number 0, 1, 2, 3 till infinity. Now compare these two and tell me, is it the right statement? What they're saying is every natural number is every whole number is a natural number. That's wrong. Why? Which whole number is not a natural number? 0. So 0 does not belong to natural number. Okay. So but 0 is a whole number. So that means I can say particularly that 0 is not a natural number. That is the reason every whole number is a natural number is wrong. Except 0, every other whole number is a natural number. Okay, so the statement is false. Okay, next, another statement says like this: every whole number is a rational number. Every whole number is a rational number. This you can tell me, is it right or not? What are whole numbers? Whole numbers are these numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till infinity. So what are rational numbers? Rational numbers are Q, are nothing but the numbers in the form of P by Q, where P and Q belongs to integer and Q is not equal to 0. Now tell me, every number of this can be written in the P by Q form or not? So I told you 0 already. 0 can be written as 0 by any integer, right? So 1 can be written as 1 by 1, 2 can be written as 2 by 1, 3 can be written as 3 by 1. Till infinity, every number can be written in the form of, every number in the whole number set can be written in the form of P by Q or A by B, where A and B are integers and B is not equal to 0. So that means what? This statement is true. Every whole number is a rational number. Okay, so 2 more statements are there. With that we will end this class. So the third statement is like this: every integer is a rational number. Every integer is a rational number. So now tell me, I told you in the beginning only exact meaning of rational numbers. The number you can understand. So the number which you can explain with an example. So every integers are like this, right? Integers are this: negative numbers, positive numbers, and natural numbers, and 0, everything. Okay, this is integer. So now can you write all these integers just like the whole number we did? Can you write all these integers in the P by Q form or A by B form? Yes, no? So you can write it. So that means you can understand all the integers. So when you understand a number, that becomes a rational number. That means every integer is a rational number is true. That third statement is also correct. Okay. So now tell me, what is the last statement given there? The last statement is exactly reverse of the first statement. Every rational number is a whole number. So it is the reverse of the second statement. The second statement was saying every whole number is a rational number. But what the fourth statement is saying is every rational number is a whole number. So you just have to say if it is false, you just have to give an example to make it false. Okay. So what are whole numbers? Whole numbers are again 0, 1, 2, 3 till infinity. But rational numbers are the numbers which can be written in the form of A by B, where A and B belongs to integers and B is not equal to 0. Okay, let me take this example, 1 by 3. Is 1 by 3 a rational number? Yes, it is a rational number. But is 1 by 3 a whole number? No, it is not whole number. Okay, so there are infinite numbers between these whole numbers like 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 3 by 4. All these numbers are not whole numbers, but they lie between the whole numbers. Okay, so that is why I know whole number is a subset of rational number and rational number is not a subset of whole number. So subset means what? The whole number is inside rational number. Okay, rational number is the biggest set. There are some numbers outside the whole numbers which can be rational numbers, but all the rational numbers cannot be whole numbers. So I can say all the whole numbers are rational numbers, but all the rational numbers are not whole numbers. The vice versa is not true. So that is the reason I can say this is false. This statement is false. Okay, so that's the end of this video. So in the coming next video, I will be continuing this. Question number 3, 4 and 5 will be finishing. After that, we will be talking about irrational numbers and some important proofs. Okay, that means this chapter can be completed in 2 more videos. So once we are done with 2 more videos, we will be having a test also. Okay. and also doubt clarification sessions we can do. Okay. Thank you.